Me start. Welcome all. Thank you for joining us this evening. Craig's back in the building. Brian, what's going on? Good to see
Hey,
everybody's
Terry.
face. What's up, Joanna? Everybody, cameras on. Yo, y'all ready? Y'all ready? This is a high level conversation. What's up, Terry? How you doing, Alexandria? I'm glad y'all came out on a Tuesday. Listen, y'all, I'm exhausted. I am tired. The Bluebird Summit kicked my butt. And Damaris put a meeting on the calendar the next day. The meeting with Hiram, because he's like, hey man, everybody was really interested in the Audit Your Circle program. So we blitzed through the conference. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I love to teach, it's my passion, right? And sometimes I gotta sell stuff. I hate selling stuff. But everybody's like, nah, man, we're really interested in this program. So he's like, listen, let's do an after party. Let's get everybody in the room. And so let's really talk about the high level program, the Audit Your Circle Mastermind. I talked about it. Everybody been DMing us. So it's like, all right, let's have a high level conversation about it. Hiram had to blitz through his PowerPoint. We had 60 people in the room standing there ready to go. So he's like, let's get everybody in the room. Let's have a conversation about it to tell you what the program looks like. Because everybody wants to know why I'm successful. Of course, I'm successful because I execute, but I'm also successful because I have the information. And I keep telling you guys, I'm going to bring my plug. I'm going to give you my plug. So here's my plug. Hiram is on the call. His amazing partner, Craig, is on the call. And we're going to go through the PowerPoint and discuss what this high level Audit Your Circle Mastermind program looks like, what it entails. I'm really excited about it. We're throwing the kitchen sink at you guys. It's going to be 8 weeks. We're going to have a graduation. You have to come to the graduation. We're going to be someplace sunny, so I'm looking forward to it. And we want to make sure that we put you guys in position to execute. And I posted this earlier today. The world is shifting, right? So banks are closing. It's looking kind of crazy. So it's really important that you have the information Hiram is going to talk about on how to get multiple streams of income. I told somebody something really interesting, and then I'm going to give it to Hiram because I can get long-winded. Somebody booked a consultation with me, and they were like, what can I do to make extra money? And I was like, well, listen, I can only tell you what I do, right? I fund people for a living. And they said, I don't know if I can do that. I was like, listen, how many people do you need to kill to become a murderer? It was like, well, if I kill one person, I'm a murderer. It's like, exactly. You just need to fund one person. So I was like, this is what you're going to do. And everybody on the call, you can use this play too. Get into Navy Federal. It's easy. Just get into Navy Federal. Get a friend, family member, go on these credit forums, do what you need to do, get into Navy Federal, right? Then, and if anybody has a 630, 640, 650 credit score, it doesn't have to be amazing. You're gonna get these people funding through them. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to NavyFederal.com. You're gonna pick the cashback reward green credit card. It's the first credit card on the screen. You're gonna say that you work for your LLC, whatever LLC they have. There's a personal credit card, of course. You're gonna say you make $125,000. You're gonna say your rent is $1,000, right? But give a good story profile. You're gonna apply for these cards, for this credit card after 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? Because you want to do it in the middle of the night because the underwriters are not there. It's a computer making the decision, right? Boom, submit it. This was a $500 consultation she booked for me. Her first credit card was $7,100. That was her first credit card. I was like, okay, now I want you to do that for your friends and family because you did it for yourself, right? This conversation happened 30 days ago. If you go to my story right now, you'll see one of my mentees just screenshotted the conversation that we had because I was telling her the story. And this person is up $15,000 in the last 30 days, right? She had no idea how to fund. She didn't have a funding contract, didn't have anything. I just told her exactly what to do and she executed on it. How'd she make the $15,000? Because friends and family first, right? So she went to Marianne, like, hey, Marianne, I got you. Marianne got a $10,000 personal credit card. Marianne is so excited. She sent her $1,000. Then they went to Alfredo, right? And hey, Alfredo got him a $15,000 credit card. Boom, sent him an invoice of $1,500. Now she's up $15,000 in 30 days. But that's just one bank. That's just one lender. That's just one play, right? And that was a $500 phone call, right? So she's up. So she 10x'd it. It's the information and the execution, right? So whenever I tell people link in the bio to get funding, you guys see there was 400 people in the room at this conference. There was 300 people online. There's no way I can handle all that volume if everybody came to me for funding. right? So what did I do? I was like, name, number, and email, and the AI took the rest, took it over. Hiram's team took it over. The sales team took it over. It's nuts. So we want to give you guys the same information. Hiram, I'm done talking. Greg, I'm done talking. Everybody's excited. They're here. They're on time. Terry, that smile is amazing. But I'm ready, guys. Hiram, they're ready. I know you got your PowerPoint. The mentees are yours. Take over, bro. I truly appreciate you taking time on Tuesday and giving us extra time, because I know you flew your whole team from Florida, but I'm glad you and Craig took some extra time to help talk about this program.
Most definitely. Let me, if I can get some participation screen right there, that'll be great.
Yeah, I got you, bro. Share screen. All right, we got you.
All right, perfect. All right, guys. So some of you guys were in the room. The first room, I think it was like 42 or 44 people that I counted. I promise I wasn't the lunch lady, you know, clicking on just to count, but did a quick count on there. And then the following class was 28 people. So there was definitely some interest that was shown regarding, you know, what we have to offer. Now, the banking world is changing drastically. The most amazing thing is that what we do is that although it changes, there's still the opportunity to make money anywhere, any way that you can. We have done an amazing thing, right? I mean, since the inception of our company, I mean, we've been able to take a company that was, and I mentioned this to a lot of you that were there in that event, live event, or either live streaming. You know, December 14th, I was fired from a company that now considers us to be a competitor. And that is the same company that does almost what we do, you know, corporate credit building, you know, selling finance, selling money. And, you know, it came to a point that we were able to make 6 figures in a company just by myself, just when Craig and I were by ourselves. The most important thing to understand is that it only took one customer a month to be able to get some sort of traction. And the traction is very important because we're constantly talking to people that need money, need funding. I want to buy a house. I want to get into real estate investing. I want to build a trucking company. If you guys never been to a chamber of commerce in your local area, one of the biggest things that 99% of the time people say there, I can grow my business if I only had a little bit of cash infusion to drop in there. We're not talking about making it $30 million loans, $80 million loans. We're not trying to loan money to, you know, to private companies that are, or public companies that are huge. All we're saying is that in a very small demographic area, geographic area, you're able to pinpoint and become a leader. And that's one of the biggest things that I mentioned during our small little breakout room is leadership, because leadership puts you in a pedestal to be able to have everybody that needs funding, your name is on the Rolodex, your name is on that phone, right? So when we first started the company, it wasn't something like we hit 7 or 8 figures like overnight, but what we did do is that everybody that needed money, they knew who we were and how we were able to take it for them. So one of the things that I definitely want to bring here for you guys tonight is why aim higher, right? One of the things that I Aim Higher came from many years of in the recreational space. You know, Craig comes from banking. You know, I mentioned that on stage. You know, Craig goes and makes those conversations and opens up a whole world of conversation with these lenders that I can't. There's times that I go into a lender that is, you know, maybe Midwest or Chicago or New York, and Craig stays back, but we're always continuously looking for relationships. If one thing that we learned this week or weekend is relationship. How do we build relationships with people that will be continuous, reciprocal, or same money coming in or every 6 months or every 12 months. And I almost think about it, you know, when you're constantly working either your car insurance or either life insurance or any type of insurance, what you find is that you're constantly making money on a monthly basis, every 6 months, on retainer money, on that money that continuously comes in. So why aim higher? It's the reason why we started this business, and we ground tested, we field tested everything from the ground up. And from the ground up means that we actually knew the pitfalls of this type of business. When we started this business, year COVID hit, I promise we did not touch one PPP granted loans. We weren't even doing SBAs. We were not doing EIDLs. But do you know that 78% of businesses in the United States did not get qualified for those government granted loans? So where do they go? They go to people like us that have the alternative way to find money for them and build a relationship with tons and tons of dealerships to make money, okay? And it's very scary to say, okay, well, the SBA, it seemed like they were giving money away to everybody. You know, the latest thing now is ERC money. For those of you that know or may not know this, but ERC is like if you kept people during COVID and the pandemic, they're paying you up to $26,000, you know, for you know, to keep those employees on board. But how do we get that? What type of forms do I use? Who is able to help us out with that, right? So it's very important for you to understand that there's always the ability to make money when it comes down to funding. Some of you might be in real estate. Guess what? There's a funding process to be able to, instead of saying, well, I have a hard money lender. Well, the strategy is 73% of people don't have the down payment money to get into real estate for the first they can buy and hold. So what do? You get them the position of them getting 40, 50, 80, $100,000. They now come and get that hard money lender. They now put an offer in. You just help somebody get their first flip. You just change their whole world. Logistics, trucking, Amazon, whatever you want. You can get them funding to get what they need. So it's very amazing that you have the ability to do this for people and help them out in making sure that they build a business that provides you a high income. You provide yourself the mentoring, the mentoring of everything that is needed, and be able to move on to a high level, you know, pedestal, if you will. Okay, are you guys with me? Put a one in that channel if you guys are following so far. We'll get to the meat and bones here really quick. So what is Aim Higher? Aim Higher is the opportunity for you guys to be able to build a business that will provide you high income, high revenue. Okay. A lot of people say, well, you know, business, you know, I was starting a credit repair company, or I was doing this, or I was doing that. Well, that's great. But there's 53,000 businesses being established daily in the United States. 53,000 weekly. There's 53,000 businesses being established weekly in the United States. So is there enough meat and bones to go around? Absolutely. There truly is. We've shown proven concept. This is all something that you are able to just plug and play, take people that have been able to go even through the pandemic and still keep our business in a whole next level. And you're going to be able to get step-by-step mentorship from us to be able to take you and elevate you to another level. I promise you, if you're on this call tonight, I got things happening. There's a lot of things happening in my life that I'm going to tell you with all good heart. Listen, plug off. I promise you, because if you stick with us for 8 weeks, there should be no reason that you cannot make 6 figures in this business. There is no reason, because it is a proven concept. It is something that it is, you'll trip on a deal any given second. Because again, credit repair companies, if you're out here, if you're in here and you're saying, okay, I want to do credit repair, what is the main reason why people do credit repair? Because they need to secure the bag. So what do? At the end of the 3 months or the 90 days or 6 months or whatever it is, you're there as a bag catcher to say, okay, we're ready for funding. But how do I get funding? Because a lot of times, some lenders don't let you in the door unless you have the way to know how to get in. Okay, so we build a business that will provide you high revenue. Mentoring from top executives is a 4-phase training program that you cannot make a mistake on this. And just with one client alone, just on a monthly basis, if we take a 10% of $100,000, that's 10 grand that you made on one client. And this is a very small loan of 100 grand. Okay, so let's move on. One of the things that it's very important for us to understand is target market. Target market is where you are going to be able to understand where we at, right? When it comes down to who you're catering to, you have to understand that this is the demographic right here. Hispanics is 4.7, Asian American 4.8, Blacks is 5.2, Whites is 76.2%. and that is across the board. So how do we target? We target the Gen X. Gen X looks like it's the generation to be able to, they're very highly interested in obtaining funding. Boomers is 39.6%, and that's increasing daily. Millennials at 12.9 and post-war at 0.3, right? Women business owners is 25% of our business, while men at a 75% of our business are able to now want more funding. The reason why women are at 25% is because they have a segment that they have much more grants, much more things that are available to them as a benefit opposed to men. But don't let that hold you back. If you're a woman and you're in that space, you know, you'll be able to make some revenue on that, because there's a lot of women that now only get funded a little small amount, but you being a leader in a segmented, you know, capacity, you're able to be able to help out other women that need funding. Okay. As far as the target glances, again, how do you target, right? Because one of the things that we also want to make sure that we help you in this program is to be able to have, how do you create those funnels? How do you target those ads? How do you find those clients? Everywhere that you see in yellow, from Idaho all the way to Massachusetts, those are the most biggest states for being able to target. Biggest states for you to be able to target these clients. And then, of course, in that tri-state area, you also have a very strong, heavy influence of business owners. So when you say somebody say, hey, I'm gonna do a foreign entity in Montana, perfect, I got you. I have a lender out there. They'll take care of that. California, same thing. Okay. 56 small businesses apply for funding to expand their business. So if you have 53,000 businesses being established weekly, and 56% of them, over half, are looking for funding, there is enough of that pie to go around for you to make money. Hands down. You just put something out there that says, I do funding, I fund homes, I do this, I do that. It's so easy to plug in this into whatever is happening out there and make money, okay? Craig, you want to step in real quick?
Hey guys, Greg here. How's everybody doing? Give me a 1 in the chat if you guys are still awake. Everybody good?
Feeling good, bro. Feeling good.
Because I'm tired. I'm still trying to recover from the weekend. That was a lot of hen dog in there, so I had to have a little fun.
No more alcohol in my conferences.
Exactly. Guys, let me just put this in perspective for you in the way I view it. Okay, I fathered 4 beautiful children. Okay, my first 3 children, I paid a little over $220,000 to send them to college. My youngest, I decided just to empty my brain into his, and he makes more than the other 3 combined. He already owns his first home at 22 years old. Okay, so what we're giving you away to you guys is very, very, very powerful. You can Google, you can go look everywhere. Nobody is doing what we're going to teach you. Okay, the reason why is because people, when they learn something that is this great, they don't want to share it. They don't want to compete. They'd rather keep people on the hook. But we have a different mindset. We want to share it with you guys and teach it. I've always, with my military background, everything, I love teaching, love training. And I want people to know what I know, because there's a big gap in the knowledge of being an entrepreneur and how to get going. There's a lot of struggles in the beginning, a lot of I don't know. What we can bring to you guys is very, very powerful. Hiram's getting ready to get to a slide with our curriculum and setup of what we're going to be teaching. But it's very, very powerful. Okay, what we do at Ladder is now obviously you have your own company, you can do it how you like. We're going to teach you all the nuts and bolts and how to get through there. But one of the models that we do is we've separated and created a tier program. We call it a tier or a bucket or a platform. But it differentiates itself between startups, established businesses, and then the third bucket is what we call industry specific lending, which is very, very powerful. So I'll give you an example. In tier 1 alone, in what we call tier 1, which would be in the entrepreneur space, we funded over $300 million, right? For those of you that were in our class, and we talked about the return on that, just in commissions alone, we were close to $4 million. That's just in our tier 1. Tier 2 is where you get into your established business banks. Okay, we're going to get into that. A lot of that is built on relationships. Sometimes it's very difficult to get into the door with these lenders who eventually are going to make you money. For those of you that remember what I said, one lender is worth 1 million clients, because that lender is going to feed you if you do them right, right? Because they're counting on you to protect them from fraud, make sure that we get qualified people and we're not wasting their time with unqualified people. You got to be that barrier for them. And once you prove yourself with them, the sky's the limit. Well, we're going to teach you those and how to get in there, how to get the contracts, how to do ISO agreements. We're going to teach I had to calm Hiram down when I said this. I'm going to give you guys a package of already ready to go to work for you lenders. So from day one, you're going to have a place to start submitting and earning commissions, right? I'm going to package them up and hand them to you. And then I'm going to teach you how to do it. So, and it's going to be hands-on. For those of you that are going to be in the class, we're going to use real life scenarios. I'm not going to sit here and point at a PowerPoint. We're going to have one of your clients or maybe more, and we're going to use them as a case study. And we're going to follow it from fruition, from where it was generated as a lead, all the way to the time before it gets funded, you get your commission, and then schedule a relationship follow-up with that client to nurture them as they grow into their business, because that's more important than anything else. You do not want to love and leave people. You don't want to do a quick cash grab on somebody and then they don't come back to you. You need to build relationships. Because if that's successful and they're using that working capital for their best benefit, they're going to have another growth spurt, which is even going to be worth more money as they grow. So these are the trades that we're going to start getting into the details of. You real classroom, real sit down, showing you guys of what's going on. And like Herman said, this is a full 7-week with an 8-week graduation. I hope I hope all y'all got passports, please, because we're going to take a poll at the end. I hope y'all got passports, because I'd like to go somewhere real nice. You know what I mean?
Real nice.
But that's what we want to cover. We want to get into the details and actually teach you, walk you through it so you see it hands-on, how it's done. And we're going to continue that relationship. For some of you guys that were there live, I was just explaining to Hiram, the key to this thing is that this class that we're bringing in, this is just like Herman says, I'll be honest with you, I'm always honest with you. But my point is that we're going to remember this, right? You guys are going to build relationships with your classmates. How many of you guys been to college and still remember your college buddies? Okay. This is that powerful, right? Because not only do you want to always come to us, but you want to talk to your peers. How's it working for you? Oh, I forgot about that. Let's go revisit this. We're building relationships and teaching y'all how to do what we do. Okay. Now, there are some lenders that are going to be out there that may be more difficult than others to get, depending on what we have to do. But we're going to show you all the tricks and the trades to navigate that minefield, to make sure that you're in a position to make money right away, day one. All right. I promise you, in this class, you will get your investment back tenfold in 90 days if you do what we tell you to do.
You talking crazy? Talking crazy now.
All right. So hold on. If I had a mic, I'd be dropping it. My bad. No, my bad. All right. So back to you, Hiram.
Yeah. So guys, I just want to show you something real quick. Just take out your calculator. Now, the first person I see on here is Byron Ketchens. Can you unmute yourself real quick? Grab your calculator while you're at it.
Wait.
How you doing, man? Good evening.
How you doing?
Good. Hey, do me a favor here. I'm going to show you something real quick. Open up your calculator on your phone real quick.
All right.
And this is from January. What month are we in?
We're in March.
Okay, take 1,000,001. Take this number right here and divide it by 3. Put it by 4 months because we're already in April.
That's $250,816.20.
One more time. Put it. You know what? Put it in the chat.
All right.
Put that number in the chat.
$250,000.
Now we're established. We have a team. I'm not saying that this is going to happen. I mean, we're going on year 4. I get it. But think about how many other things you invest in that you don't have this type of return. Think about that for a second. How many, you know what? I'm even gonna go take it back to the 80s and 90s. How many times we invested in an ab roller and I'm 41 and I still don't got abs? And I paid $29 plus the shipping and handling. Let's think about that. How many things have we invested in? We thought that it was an investment, we never got a return. The point that I'm trying to make here is that there is so much opportunity out there and we're not knocking on people's door. These deals are coming to us. So, Herman, do you mind real quick?
No, I don't mind. I was actually waiting for this because
Okay.
everybody knows
Okay.
my tagline. Success has receipts, so we have to show them receipts.
Okay. So right now, I don't know what we funded so far from this event, but the last time that we left on Sunday, our numbers, we still got accounting going through everything. $3.2 million. My man, can you one more time just hit that calculator real quick?
Pull out the calculator, B.
Pull out the calculator real quick. $3.2 million
in a day.
3.2 million in a day. In a day, just by hanging out at the Blueprint Summit. Times 9.9%. What we got? Unmute that real quick.
Oh, that's 316,000.
Thank you. Guys, we hung out with Herman for 8-9 hours, whatever it was. See where we're going with this? So what I'm saying is that this is a leadership role. This is not about learning financing. This is about you being a leadership in your communities. Because as me being a New Yorker, all I know is that I remember hanging out in a perimeter in a block, and it was from 170th Street to 167th Street, from Jerome to Grand Concourse, and that was my block. Everybody knew me in that area. And you don't have to go very far to go find leads, to go find opportunities. And these are the opportunities that you would only be able to survive in this if you're a leader. So again, so one more time, I just want to repeat this one more time. This is a leadership role. We're not teaching you how to be the bank. We're teaching you how to be a leader in your communities so that you are in high schools and colleges teaching financial literacy. So that you are changing that breaking that curse of being, the tail and now moving on to the head. So that you now are able to help out real estate investors. So that you're now able to help out all kinds of people. So that you now, the next blueprint, 3 or 4 or 5 years from now, you're on stage talking about money. So I'm not here to sell you or talk to you about anything that has to do with being a broker, a business lender, or whatever the case is. I'm here to talk to you about being a leader in your community to be able to take people to another level. Now, the greatest thing about what we do is that we're not governed like big banks are. There's no FDIC to what we do. There is no, you can't cross state lines. There is no, you got to get licensed in Alaska and have a foreign entity out there. You can operate out of a food truck during the day, and at night you sling loans. I'm just being honest. Because a lot of times, in order for me to feed my family, I had to go and work a little side job to be able to start this company. It wasn't something that we all of a sudden it just turned on. The faucet turned on within one day. No, it was something that we were hitting the BNIs, we were hitting the Chamber of Commerce, we were talking to people, the neighbors, the aunts, the uncles, and all that good stuff. We will teach you step by step on how to be able to go find that bag. And if you're able to stick with us, I promise you, you will forget about everything else that you're doing. I promise you, you can start this type of business, and your kids can run this type of business for years to come. For years to come. Okay. So all in all, moving along, you get an understanding of what we're trying to do in this 8-week program. We had a little meeting a little earlier, or yesterday, excuse me. We're going to find ourselves somewhere on the graduation is going to be at the back end. I know that some of you that are here, I say, hey, no, in 2 or 3 weeks, we're going to be somewhere warm and all that kind of stuff. We want to do a ceremony at the end. That way you guys have enough time. If we decide to go so international, we'll talk about passports and you have enough time to get there. but we want to hang with you. We don't want to just teach you this and okay, congratulations, see ya. We want to hang with you. We want to get to know you. We want to be on more on a personal level. So the first thing is we're going to cover is intro to business and consumer funding. Because people that don't have businesses set up, they need to go through personal. And if you are following Kevin or doing anything with Kevin, Kevin will assist you on getting them structured on the business entity, which you can charge an additional fee so that now he can help you get the LLCs and EIN and everything that he does. Another revenue stream, and I'm sure that we can discuss that later, bring Kevin in on that. But intro to business. Okay, I have EIN 1, 2, 3. Let's go. We're going to teach you how to fund those type of industries, high risk and restricted. Intro to making 6 and 7 figures so that you are avoiding pitfalls. Startups is the biggest thing that you need to look at. Okay, if I go and right now when I pull Dun and Bradstreet for a bunch of companies and I look at all 15,000, I'm going to send them a text message. Say, hey, listen, I'm your finance guy. 15%, 1% respond. That's one deal on a weekly basis. There's so many ways to do it. How to get to a 7-figure no. When you start hiring people and bringing people in, it feels good. I promise you, Craig will tell you, I enjoy my staff being able to come to work every day. We put food on their table. They're starting their families. They're buying cars. They're buying things because we're feeding their family. There's no better feeling than having 23 plus employees working for you, and you're paying for that. You are responsible for paying. Again, leadership. You're responsible for them to make their mortgage payment, to make their car payment, to put food on the table, to start their families. There's no better joy than that. How to acquire startup capital. Even if you need startup capital, we're going to teach you how to get it. Go get it on your own so you're not paying us fees. Introduction to lenders and ISO agreement. ISO agreements and independent sales organization agreements. How to be able to go if you caught a felony back in the days. A lot of lenders don't like you, or they don't like you for you be able to jump in, but that's okay. I'm gonna teach you how to navigate through that and get you an ISO agreement. We know there was hiccups, and we know that we were doing some silly things when we were 18, 16, even early 20s. That's okay. I get it. Let's start raking the money. Crash course introduction, industry specific lenders and their sweet spot. So if it's a high risk or restricted industry, we got you. How to structure deals is very important. There's that one person that you will always find they have an attitude problem on Monday morning. They've been trying to quiet quit or whatever they call it nowadays, for years, and they don't want to see deals on Monday. Okay, well then let's teach you the strategy on how to submit the deal on Tuesday, but keep your client on hold so you can get funded. How to submit to lenders. How to create deal, get a deal approved. What to look for on the application. Templates on credit application with your own logo. How cool is that? You send an application to a customer and your logo's on there with all the legal jargon on there, right? How to get success fees out of clients on a specific type of loans. So when you are at an event in Chicago or Texas or wherever you live, be like, hey, I'm a funder. I'm gonna go fund your people, and I'm gonna charge them a 9.9 success. And when you pull up and you get $2 million worth of funding at 10%, the 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 hours that you were there, it's amazing because it pays for your time. Now you're no longer getting paid $20, $30 an hour if it's a W-2 employee. Now you're sitting as you are the top dog in whatever you do. How to create renewal cycles. It's one of the things that I love that Craig does, is because he knows how to find those deals that keep on paying us every 6 months. So when Craig is on the golf course, he's doing a swing or whatever, right? I mean, because I'm not into golf, but Craig is, and he's like, hey man, we just got paid on that deal that we did 6 months ago, and we're gonna get paid again because they continue paying on that, right? Building your team and commission structure, how to get paid from lenders, how to have your W-9 and how to have your voided checks, how to send to lenders so that when they pay, your bank account is ready to receive. Craig, do you want to talk a little bit about some of that residual money real quick?
Well, I don't want to give away all the cheese right away, but what we're going to do is teach you how to get right into what we call I've told some of you guys this already. Accounts receivable and purchase order is just one example of residual income. Those are factors that are set up that basically work like an open line of credit, right? So as long as, and the cool thing about it is it's not credit driven to your client, right? It's based on the credit worthiness and the payability of their clients, because we're talking about B2B type of companies. An automatic approval for those are people that have government contracts, whether they're selling hammers or a service or whatever they're doing for any government, municipality, all the way up to federal. Those contracts they have to bid on, right? So we empower new companies and even existing companies when we apply what we call a factor system, where we'll go, okay, now you can bid on any government job you want. You don't have to worry about having the upfront money because we're going to cover you. So if you get $1 million contract from the government and they're going and they said you get to bill us twice, 500,000, 500,000. Each time you bill them or write the invoice with that due date, at that point, the factor company would give that client, that business, 85%, sometimes up to 90% of the cost. So now, before, when a business wouldn't be able to bid because they didn't have the upfront money required to provide that good or service, now it's unlimited. They can bid on whatever they want. Whatever they win, they're going to make money on. And that's just one example of what residual income can do. Because now, for the next year, 2-3 years, however long they're doing business and using the factor, every time an invoice goes through and gets swiped, you're going to make a percentage of that. So it's just trickling in. And the beautiful thing about it is we started doing this with one company about 3 years ago, and they were doing invoices like $300, $400, just because they knew that they didn't have the money. Because as soon as they got paid from the government, it went to cost, right? And then what was left over went to go pay their bills because they paid themselves as business owners, right? Now that same company they're making, the invoices that they're sending out now are in the 6 and 7 figures. Right? They never would have been able to get there. They would have had to do this very, very slow process, right? Like, okay, we sold 100 hammers to the city of Chicago, right? We overpriced them, as always government does. Everybody knows government pays $400 for a toilet seat, right? So you're going to overpay the crap out of it. So you're going to have some profit there. But if you didn't have the money to go get those toilet seats in the beginning, you couldn't bid on that. Now they can bid on anything. So that's just an example of residual income. And not only that, but we'll show you how to find those types of companies to approach them, and also teach you how to explain how that works, right? So you set them up and get that facilitated right away, right? And there's residual income coming right in. It's a beautiful thing. So you can get a lot of those lined up as you're working across all these other platforms we're going to teach you. And then those types of industry residual income type of well, I guess you could call them loans or programs. Those are going to be your new baseline, right? So even if you stop working for 30 days, that money is going to be coming in based on how busy those other companies are that you provided that type of financing. So it's a beautiful thing. I mean, it's one of my favorites, because Hiram is right. I like to make money when I'm not working. You know what I mean? So those we're definitely going to teach you how to do that as well. That's definitely part of the class.
Perfect. So as far as our program is concerned, again, you don't need any type of expertise, no experience. You don't need a degree or anything like that. You can work from anywhere in the United States as long as you have a laptop. There's really no overhead if you're starting small. Let's run across this a scenario. Let's say we get somebody a term loan or a line of credit. Across the board, if you're looking at $100,000 and a 9.9 success fee on that, that's 10 grand. It's rounded up, right? But it's $9,900 and something dollars on one client. Think about somebody that has, because one of the biggest things that we saw during COVID was that liquor stores, Amazon, supermarkets, and funding companies made all the money during that time. So if you just think about it from a perspective like, okay, I'm just going to do this part-time, whatever, I'm just going to just take my time on it. One deal, it's easy to make, $5, $10, $15, $20,000, depending on how much they need. And the more you get in the room with other people that need funding, I promise you, it's just like putting gasoline on a little small fire, because a lot of people are going to start connecting, and those different branches will be able to expand for you. So at any given rate, $10,000 on a monthly basis, times 12 months, that's 120 grand that you'll be able to make easily. It doesn't require you to spend weeks end on one client. These clients fund quick. And if you're funding a deal Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, the lender may pay you that Friday or pay you the following week. Okay. You don't have to be doing cold calling. You just got to be able to, hit the pavement, start reaching out to people, post it. If you're a social media master, very easy for you to be able to acquire this, right? You don't have to worry about anybody else. Your ISO agreements, once you have your agreements with your lenders, you protect your lenders. Your lenders are diamonds. You make sure that whatever your lender needs from your client, you service your lender, because your lender will take care of you. And your lender's not always going to pay you 10%. Sometimes they may have bonus months. They'll call it March Madness, promo, and they'll pay you 15 points, which is 15% of the amount that you're funding. Right now, we're working on a deal for $280,000. If we calculate 10%, guys, how much are we going to get paid on one deal? $28,000. The guy's a 563 credit score, so he can't go conventional. He can't go through the major lenders, but we have places where we can put him in. And guess what? You ask him, I understand that the rate is not going to be cheap. 18% is not cheap. 19% is not cheap. But can you go anywhere else? And chances are, if he's talking with you, he already went to his local lender. They already shut him down. So you're the only hope to be able to become a leader. Lead him to the river. Let him drink water, and you will have that customer for life, because they're going to come to you again 6 months. They're going to pay that loan off. They're going to come back to you again another 6 months. And that's all that reciprocal money that we want to be able to take advantage of, repeat and referral business. Business owners are like those birds that flock together. They all stay together. One business owner will say, hey, look, they took care of me. On to the next. And now you open up to other types of families. And this is something that you can work part-time, and you have access to multiple lenders while we teach you this game for 8 weeks. And I can't wait to hang out with you guys wherever Herman decides to take us. So that's it. That's my elevator pitch, guys. I think I talked to you. I'm sorry if I was repetitive, because we did have 2 classes while we had the Blueprint Summit, but I clarified as much as possible for you guys.
It's all good, bro. It's all good. I have a quick question for you, Hiram. Do I need to have good credit to run this company?
No.
Okay.
When it comes down to lenders are not looking at your credit. Now, if you're going to try to get with a prime lender, what you will find, and what I mean by prime lender, is some of those that are picky and choosy of their customers. Most of them will want to see that you're established for 3 years. But that's okay, because we're going to teach you how to get to super brokers that in the meantime, you still have a way to place the loan, and these super brokers still can pay you 10%. I don't need to get into too much of the details, but there's something that, if you heard Craig said something, the word that he said, discounting, but we're going to save that for the class, because some of you already have the bag. Some of you can start funding your own clients and discounting and getting a percentage for every weekly or monthly payment they make.
I remember when I first, so let's temper things down for a second, because we just put the 3.2 million that we funded in a day, and I know more applications are still coming in. And you know us, everybody did the math. Herman made how much money on Saturday? Right. So I know we're already doing the math. So listen, granted, I have a brand. I put 400 people in a room and all these people online. So so let's not even use me as an example. I'm trying to let you know that I can do it. You can do it too. I was a social worker 5 years ago. So I want to put that in perspective for everybody. But I want to also put something in perspective. You just talked about how one deal can be a 4 to 5 figure check just for one deal, right? So just one deal is life-changing. I remember when I first started funding and it was 1 or 2 deals a month, that $3,000 to $4,000 was a very big deal for me, for somebody that was a social worker, right? And then I reinvested that money back into my business, and it took me to a next level. So I don't know how much, what the executors look like in this room. So maybe everybody can do $3.2 million next month, right? But I want to temper expectations to let you know, like, listen, even the crumbs from learning this new skill is super important, because I'm in the service-based business. So people always need my services. Good recession, whether it's good or bad, people always need money. And now I have a way to get the money and capital and get paid for that service. right? And I had to build up my infrastructure to do that. But what else we're going to give with the Audit Your Circle Mastermind is the speakers that spoke on Sunday, they also wanted to participate in this program. So it's not just the funding situation. Kevin wants to teach you how to start your own LLC business. So say for instance, somebody comes to you and they're like, hey, I would like to get $100,000 in business funding. Do you have an LLC? No, you don't have an LLC. Well, I can't get you funding only on the personal side. But what if you had the skill to set up a VA, get a VA to hurry up and set up their LLC, or you set up their LLC for a fee? So now it's front, middle, and end type of funding. Knox, who did the stock class on Saturday, he also wants to give his mentorship too. He's like, hey, Herman, here's my course. Give it to your mentees. I was like, excellent. Because some people, you make that $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, you want to be able to invest it so it can grow significantly, right? So he's like, I'll throw in my mentorship also. I was like, great. Steve, the crypto gentleman, right? He said, hey, Herman, people are getting scammed by crypto. They don't understand it. They would like to know more about it. Hey, I'm going to throw my program into there too. And I was like, okay, that's amazing. We could throw that program in there too. You join this program, you're also going to get a Shelf Corp, a 10-year-old Shelf Corp. And when we build assets, it is important for us to protect it. When we build assets, it's also important for us to protect it. So anybody that's part of this program, we're also going to give you an irrevocable trust so that you can protect your business, your LLC, and the money that you're going to make. That's everything that you're getting with this program. 4 different mentorships, and you're starting your own funding business. For 8 weeks, we're going to be holding your hand, literally hold your hand throughout the entire process. And then we're going to have an amazing graduation ceremony. All right. Shout out to Kendra. Herman helped me get $130,000 in funding and do $42,000 in 1 month. Damn. Can somebody screenshot that? I need their receipt. Right? That's amazing. $42,000 in 1 month and 100. Checks in the mail, Kendra. Checks in the mail. Thank you for that quick ad. I appreciate it. Right. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. And I always tell people my mentees are my receipts. Right. You don't need to have good credit. This is something anybody can do. And we're going to walk you through the process. Now, one important thing, Hiram, are we helping them set up the team? Are you going to help them be the back end? What does that look like specifically when they're starting their own funding business?
You know, when it comes down to funding, it can be a one-man show. You don't a one-woman show. You don't need to have a whole full setup of you know, let me get VAs over here, let me get 12 people. You don't have to staff immediately. You know, what's the greatest thing about in the beginning, and I think that I miss a lot, and some business owners that have kind of elevated. Okay, we're at 8 figures as a company. The beginning piece was very humbling, because that was the part that a lot of people, you interacted with them one-on-one, and they don't forget that. When you're sitting in a Starbucks and you don't have an office yet, and you're saying, hey, let's connect. The most amazing part was that it was one-on-one interaction with those clients. And you walk that file from front to back, which we're going to teach you. And when the moment that check hit for $12,500 in your bank account, because you spent 3 hours with that person in a Starbucks, 3 hours of your time for a $12,500 check, that was the first check we got, because they got $125,000 approved. So you don't have to staff hard. You don't have to go hard. Once you start getting into, okay, I'm consistently making 50, 75, 6 figures on a monthly basis, absolutely. You need your assistant. You need a funding team. You need people to take the calls, because not every call is going to be, 5 minutes. Yeah, like I want funding right now. So it's going to be something that you will have to be able to scale up with time, but we'll show you at what point in time that's necessary. One thing that I don't think I mentioned here during the call, we're going to bring a CPA in. They're going to need to discuss, you're making too much money quickly. How do you have your APs and your ARs in place? We need to bring an attorney to discuss your agreements. When you have success fees and you're trying to collect that, we need to bring in a attorney to break that down for you, because you have to be able to understand this and what state I'm working with. Certain states are different rules and different laws. So when you're connecting with somebody, very easy, boom, here's my agreement for Florida. Here's my agreement for this, and have something generalized. But in the beginning, you don't have to really go all crazy trying to hire people. If you have the staff, guess what? move them on to another arena, and do a quick switch, a lateral move for your team so that you can find success in that. That's my take on it.
Love it. I love it. I love it. Bro, when is this starting? Let's talk about that, because everybody, we gave them all the information. When is this starting and how much?
I'm thinking that the date that I like to start it is as soon as possible. So the 21st, if I'm mistaken. Am I right on that, Craig?
17th is scheduled to be our first class, which is a Monday night.
Monday, my apologies.
Nope, that's okay. Then we could go 17th, 24th, May 1st, 8th, all the way down till we get to graduation, which would be in June 16th to the 18th. That's the plan now, but yeah, I'm sorry, I'm looking at our board here.
So we're starting April 17th. That's in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. April 17th.
Plenty of time for you guys to get funded if you don't have it on you now, because we can also finance this for you.
Listen, what type of people will we be if we couldn't get everybody funded? So how much are we talking? How much are you gonna hurt them?
It's only $100 grand.
Only 100 grand.
Yeah, 100 grand would be a hurt.
That's not bad.
You know, I need everybody in this call that's interested to open up a not-for-profit, because we're about to donate the pricing for you at how cheap it is. It's pretty much a donation, but we're at a $25,000 price point. We are at a point that if you cannot make six figures with this minimum, then we really have to think about this year. But you know, it's 25 grand. We can get you funded. I have one of my funding team one of my funding officers here. If you have a 640 credit score, maybe 630 up to a 679, coach financing. Can you throw that link in there? Your link in there really quick. But if you have a 640 or 679, we can get you up to $35,000 approved on that.
Wow.
Okay.
So a 640 to a 679.
Yep. Sometimes 630 on this particular program. But if you have a 640 up to 679, we can get you up to $30,000 approval. W-2, or you need to have your Schedule C showing adjusted gross income that matches $35,000 on a yearly basis.
Wow. Okay. So you can get the funding for this class.
That's correct.
So you're saying everybody don't have? So we saying everybody don't have the 25,000 cash? So we gotta get them funded.
Some people have $5 grand and they just need 20. Some people already have room in their credit cards. I know some of y'all that were interested. We saw some people that had some credit cards that can pay for it right now. The link is in there. But if not, Coach Financing, can you drop that link one more time in there for everybody? If you have a 640 to 679, fill out that link, and then my team will call you with that. Now, typically, what we find is that a lot of folks that maybe have W-2, still working with those jobs, that lender does require W-2 income, so that's good. If not, again, adjust your gross income of $35,000 on your Schedule C. Now, as far as 680 and above, we can potentially look at two factors depending on your business. We can get you, credit cards, or we can get you some other type of funding. Some of them are business, some of them are not at 0%. One is 0%. If you don't qualify for 0%, there's another program that does have, some sort of small interest, but you can have cash money in hand. And if you're telling me, hey, Hiram, you know what? I need these 25 is good, but can I get 100? That second program in that tier one, we can get your proof up to $300,000. So if you want to buy this program and do a flip, then let's go.
So you're saying you have two ways to fund people who are between a 640 and a 679 and make $30,000 a year. 35,000. You can get them how much money?
Up to 30.
Up to 30,000. Wow. Okay. So what about the people who have a good credit score, 680 and above? That's in this chat. Like I see my man D. He said he has a 750. Well, is there another link for those people to click on?
Yeah. I would have to share that on here. Let me see really quick. I'll share that. But yes, you can get up to a business, some business accounts and also some personal accounts. It depends on what the lender looks at you at. If the lender is seeing, okay, not a lot established, so on and so forth, it might be on the personal side. If it is under a business that's already established, like you went through Kevin hooked you up, you know, you already have that, you already have the banking account information, all that good stuff, then that would be the program that you can get qualified under the business, EIN only. So that would be a program that I'm getting ready to drop that link in there so you guys can have it and you can apply for it. And then within 24 hours of right now, 24 hours of 8 o'clock, because my team will be working tomorrow on these applications, you can get an approval here. And we can potentially get you more approval, and 0%. And part two, if it's personal, it will be slightly a little higher on the rate than 0%. We'll have that discussion before you decide to move forward with that.
So I got a couple questions in the chat. The first question is, what if I have a 690 credit score, but I don't have a W-2?
Good. Watch this link right here.
Oh, wow. Good.
Boom. I just dropped it. No W-2. I don't care about your income at that point in time.
And guys, we're not trying to confuse you with the links either, okay? No matter what link, that's the beauty of us. No matter what link you click on, we're going to get your information and you're going to speak with a human being. And so if you click the 640 link and you're an 800, just let the person know you're talking, you know, who you're talking to, is we're going to ask those questions anyways. Okay. This isn't AI. We believe in that interaction because there's information that online apps and stuff just don't have. That's why we have human beings being there. So don't worry about which app is what. I mean, we prefer you to get in the right direction first because it'll just be a quick transfer, but no matter what, we're going to take care of you. Okay. All you got to do is mention this little webinar we're doing right now, and you'll be at the top of the line.
Okay. I'm dropping everything in the chat right now, guys. It's what's needed. Screenshot it, copy it, paste it, Calling me. So Kendra was like, hey, can we go through everything again? Can we go through everything again? Okay, Kendra, here's what the program is. It's an 8-week intensive program. 8-week intensive program. The primary focus that we're going to be talking about is you starting your own funding business. Just like I have a funding business and we funded $3.2 million in one day. So Hiram should be wiring me about $320,000 in like 2 to 3 weeks. So that's what I'm expecting. But we're going to show you how to do exactly what I did. So you guys saw, if you guys noticed, I was promoting the Blueprint Summit. And then I don't know if you guys remembered, because everybody that registered for the Blueprint Summit, we pre-approved out of the 400 people that were there, we pre-approved before you walked in the door, over half of them of between $300,000 and $100,000. They were already pre-approved. So I knew exactly who would afford this high-ticket program. But we want to put those same tools, that same information in your hands, right? This is a college education you're about to get, and we're going to make sure you're put in position. We're going to hold your hand for 8 weeks to put you in position. But all my speakers, when they heard about the Mastermind, it's like, hey, Herm, I want to be able to give our product too, because you blessed us, put us on the stage, and people have been flooding them. So it's like, hey, Herman, they can get access to our program too. So I talk about what the program is going to be. Kevin's going to show you how to start your own business formation company, because that's a great addition to your program, right? Because if you're trying to get people business funding, but they don't have an LLC, why don't you get them the LLC, right? You don't want to get scammed in crypto, right? So you want to learn about crypto and make another passive income stream. We're going to give you the mentorship on that. Kevin Frink's program, Not Stone Fold, his name on Instagram. He's going to show you about the stock. We're giving you his program too. I forgot to mention, we're also giving you the program on how to save on taxes. That's very important. You got to save on taxes. Yes, this is very different from my program, Derek. Very different, right? This I don't even teach in my program, right? All this is not included in my program. Taxes is the most important thing, guys. I say, people are like, what's the most important thing you have in your life? Your mortgage, your house, your kids, your woman? No, the most expensive thing you have in your life is taxes. Before you get $1, if you're a W-2, they take 25 to 30% out, right? So we want to put you in position so that you can save as much money on your taxes as possible.
He's on there, that nigga.
Byron asked an important question in the chat. He said, are spouses included in the 25K? Are spouses or business partners included in the 25K?
you guys show that they are either a business plan or something that they're on that same business. If not, no. If it's a wife, if she's on the partnership with you, I'm gonna go with maybe yes. But you know, I don't want to sound like I don't know. That's on you, Herm. But you know, husband and wife or partner or whatever. I mean, you know, like spouse. I don't have a problem with that. But business partners, if you guys are running like 4 EINs and it's a new way for you guys to do it, then no, this is a pay to play kind of thing.
I think that's a great answer to the question. I'm not a hater, right? Wives, business partners, as long as you have an operating agreement that their wife is a participant in your business, and remember, this is per EIN, so we're only doing it for one business, right? Then we're ready to play. We're not haters and we're not greedy. We just want to put everybody in position. So if you have your wife or your spouse on your operating agreement and a business partner, then we're cool with it. One business partner. And what's the other thing I said? The operating agreement, we're doing it per EIN. All right. So you're not going to bring 7 businesses and we're going to run this. It's per EIN with it, and we can definitely make it happen. We can definitely make it happen. Let's see, what other questions? What if I can't afford this class right now, but I have a lot of people I can refer to funding? Can I get a commission to fund my master class? KB, that's an interesting question. KB, we don't care if you don't have the money right now. That's why we're going to help fund the business for you. You came to a funding mastermind so you can start a funding business. We're going to help you get funded. That's the point of being on this call. We want to put you in position to make this happen. All right. So drop your questions in the chat. If you have any other questions, we would love to help. Everett said, I have a 650 credit score, but I make $75,000 a year at my job. I think we can fund them, right? Am I crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good numbers. Click that link. Click that link. You can get on a call with our team. I just dropped it in the chat again. Click that link. You'll get on a call with a live human being. We'll walk through the options that you have because we want to put you guys in position to win. This is a no-brainer as far as I'm concerned. The other mentorships alone are like $2,000 to $3,000 each on their own, right? But we're just throwing them in there. And plus, you're going to get your our program where it's aim higher. We're going to show you how to start your funding business. But let's talk about the graduation for a second. Can we talk about the graduation for a second? Because that's where the last class is going to be. The last class is going to be somewhere sunny. I need to be on somebody's beach. We are paying for your room. We are paying for your food. We are paying for everything once you get there. All you have to do is get there, and we're taking care of all the rest. And that's going to be an amazing graduation ceremony. We're going to have a lot ready for you there, all for $25,000. I always tell people it sounds like a lot, but it isn't. It's very relative. I say it's only $25,000 because within the first 90 days, you should be able to make this money back. You only need to kill one person to become a murderer. You only need to fund one person to become a funder. And once you have that receipt, it's ball game after that. It's ball game after that. Did you say there's no inquiries? Is that what you're saying, Hiram? There's no inquiries? Okay. There's no inquiries to make this happen?
Yeah, there's no inquiries on a pre-qual. If it turns into a trade line, or if we have to get a loan, it'll only be one. That's how we manage them.
Okay.
Because we definitely don't want any unnecessary inquiries on the credit at all.
Anybody's credit. It's important for us.
So yeah, we're not a car dealership. We're not going shopping around.
Exactly.
You bought one car and you got 12 inquiries.
So click the link to get funded to participate in this program. We are starting April 17th. So we want you to get funded and paid on before April 17th, because that's when our first class is. We're meeting every single week. Bring your paper and pen. You know what I say, guys, bring your paper and pen. The calls will be recorded. You will be able to go back and get the information. But we want you to be in person for the last class for the graduation, somewhere tropical, somewhere wonderful. All right, we want to help you guys be put in position. So drop your questions in the chat if you have any questions, or you can raise your hand by clicking on the reaction button to make this happen. Craig, any other knowledge? Oh wait, Samuel. Let me ask.
I just want to just really quick. Can I get somebody? If you got a passport, can you put a 1? If you don't have a passport, put a 2.
Oh yeah, that's good. Let's see. Let's take a voucher. Let's see if we going international or we just going to Miami. So if you have a 1, if you have a passport, Byron does not have one. We got a lot of 1s. We got a couple.
Oh, 1s.
Yeah, we got a lot of 1s. We got a lot of 1s. Okay, we got a lot of 1s. All right.
Go Bay.
Yeah, look like we're going overseas.
Yeah, so it looks like we're going somewhere international because based on the class and the last day of the class and the ceremony and all that good stuff, that should be enough time for you guys to get a passport.
Yeah, get a passport.
I'm just kind of throwing that out there. So yeah, I definitely
now
want
in
to travel. I
June.
want to get on a plane.
It looks like the ones have it. I was like, listen, man, let's not make it tropical. Let's not make it overseas because we want to make sure everybody can come. Let's do it in Florida. Harm was like, no, we're talking to bosses on this call. But we was like, no, let's make it democratic. So we got a lot of ones. And listen, graduation is in June. We're on March 28th, right? So go get your passport because we're gonna be on somebody's. It looked like we're gonna be on somebody's island. That's what we're gonna be. That's what we're gonna be. We're gonna be on somebody's island. Listen. If your credit is poor, does Miss McCrae say, hey, my credit is not there yet. Listen, click the link. Let us see what we can do for you. Let us see what we can do. If we can't help, we can't help. But we want to try to help as many people as possible. We've done mentorship so many times. People didn't have the best credit. We found some type of lenders, but we want to be at least able to help. Yes, the graduation is included in the price of the course. Yes, it's not an upcharge. All you have to do is get there. All you got to do is pay for your plane ticket. But room, board, all inclusive, we're taking care of that. That's included in your tuition. We can't make this any easier for you. We can't make this any easier for you. We're throwing everything at you. We're throwing the course and everybody's mentorships, and graduation is overseas, clearly. Let's make it happen. Tyrone, I'm going to be very clear. I am Haitian CEO. I'm not going to Dominican Republic. Hey, Tyrone, what type of time you want? What type of time you want, bro? But no, we're going to be on somebody's tropical island. We're definitely going to make it happen. Tyrone understands the vibes. All right, so we dropping the link in the chat again. Click the link. Let's talk to a live person. If you don't have the 25K right now, let's talk to somebody that can help you get the 25K, and let's teach you how to pay for the course. Because we want to give you access to the information, and then we want to show you how to make money. Yeah, I got this $25,000 bill, but I know how to make $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month. I know how to do it on the low end if I can trip into it. And once you learn how to do it, we're going to show you the market. Because somebody dropped in the chat earlier, it is like, how do I get my clients? That's part of the mentorship. You have to learn how to market your business. You have to. The only reason you guys are on this call is because I know how to market my business. The only reason people showed up to the Blueprint Summit is because I know how to market. We have to teach you how to market. We have to teach you how to market. So we're gonna make this happen. Yes, once a week for 8 weeks. Graduation is included. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. Samuel has his hands up. So let's Samuel, you can ask your question. I think you're unmuted already, bro.
Okay, yes. My question is, my credit score is like 750 plus on all three bureaus. The link that I selected is the same link that I did a few days ago before coming to the Blue Summit. So I already provided that information, uploaded my 3 bureaus and so forth. So do you want me to replicate that again?
No.
No? Okay.
No, we'll make take note of that, and then make sure that it goes through our funding team to make sure that there is a awareness of your interest here in this program.
All right. Lily said this.
And I do have a passport. I fat fingered and said 2, but I am a 1.
Okay. Then we go to somebody's island.
Yeah.
We're going to somebody's island. It look like the ones are happening. Yes, it's every single Monday. Is when class is going to happen. Lily said, hey, I already submitted during the Blueprint Summit. Do I need to submit again? No, you do not. We had like 700 applications come through on a Saturday. So I think you guys only been working 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, but we're going to make sure we get everything. So we're going to be in position.
Mind if I talk to Samuel real quick? Sam, you there? Can you unmute him real quick?
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, Samuel, do you have a business entity already formed?
Yes, I have an LLC. It's new. I've had it for about maybe 5 weeks. I have a bank account on it and everything.
We already have you approved for up to 60,000.
Hey,
so you're good to go. You'll definitely be getting a call first thing tomorrow.
Okay then, thank you. Oh, so you've already approved me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I don't know how to type, bro. I just do the one thing, so it took me a minute to get to it while y'all were talking. So I wanted to get in there and jump and let you know. So, congratulations, man. We'll talk to you in the morning.
Okay, bye-bye. Let me lower my hand.
Okay, Sam, I'll see you in a couple of weeks, Sam. I'll see you in 3 weeks, Sam, and I'll see you on somebody's beach. Congratulations. What if I have everything except the credit score? Click the link. Let's see what we can do. Terry says she's next. Terry, we got you. Just click the link. Let's see what we can do. Because sometimes in the times we've done this before, hey, the class is 25,000. It was 20,000 at the time. Then we're like, all right, well, we can get you funded 7, 8, 9, 10,000. The rest is up to you. We'll see what we can do on our end. We prefer for you to have a better credit score because we want this to be cheap money for you. We want you to be able to get into the door, and we want you to be able to access the information so we can help you pay it back. That's our goal. Your goal is to put yourself in position to get the funding because you took care of your credit. You have a good job. You're putting yourself in position. Our job is to make sure that we teach you how to make money. That's what our job is to do. We look forward to it. Andrew said, I need 50K, 25 for the class and 25 for personal. Congrats, Sam. Wow, that's what's up. That's what's up. Woodbury said that he's next. Yes, I'm looking for you guys to be next. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to what we have on the last class. I'm really, really, really excited about. I can't wait for you guys to see what the graduation ceremony looks like. Jay Frazier, talk to me, bro.
What's up, everybody? What's up, Aaron?
I'm feeling good, bro. How are you, bro? Appreciate you tapping in.
Right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So I'm all the way on the West Coast. So I just hopped in. I didn't hop in on time. I just wanted to know if you can give me a quick rundown on what this meeting was about real quick. And then also if I click on a link and I go through the whole process and all, is it going to open up an inquiry on my credit or not?
So let's work backward first. Number one, no, when you click the link, this is just for pre-approval. This lets so you'll know in advance how much you've been pre-approved for without running your credit. That's the wonderful thing with our program. And even when I fund people, and that's why people click my link all the time, so they already know what they're pre-approved for even before they get funded. So somebody will come to me like, hey, Herm, I'm trying to get funded for my business. And I'm like, all right, we pre-approved you for 20,000 on the personal, 50,000 on the business. Are you interested in moving forward? When they say yes, then they get the inquiry. So that's the benefit. Okay. You are pre-approved before you know. So what this Audit Your Circle Mastermind class was about, during the Blueprint Summit, we pitched our product where people are always asking me, because I always give what the market requires of me. They're like, hey, Herm, how do I become you? How do I start a real funding business? I've taught people how to do it on a lower level, but now I'm just giving you my plug. My plug is Hiram and Craig, the owners and founders of Ladder Financial Group. And what they're doing is we're starting a funding blueprint program that is 8 weeks long, where we're going to show you how to become your own funder so you can fund your own people. So the amazing thing that you missed earlier is during the Blueprint Summit that we had over the weekend, right now, my approvals for my funding is $3.2 million. That's what we funded so far, right? We'll see what else trickles in as more of the applications come through. So I get 10% of that. So $320,000 is coming my way. So that's what we did in a day. Now, I'm not saying anybody can do that. I'm not going to sit here and be like, you can just like me. You could do $300,000 in a day. No, you can do it eventually. You build up any business, you will get there. It will happen. But in the meantime, you can fund 1 or 2 people a month to start off, and that's $2, $3, $4, $10,000. That can happen. But in addition to that program, a lot of the speakers that we spoke, I told them about the program that I'm doing. They say, hey, let me put my program into your mastermind that you're doing. So we had Kevin Frink, who talked about stocks. We're going to give you his mastermind program too. Kevin, who teaches people how to start their own LLC business. We're gonna put his class in there too, because somebody might come to you and be like, hey, you saw how Craig just asked Sam, hey, do you have an LLC? Because if you have an LLC, you can get more funding. But what if Sam didn't have an LLC? Well, boom, let me do your LLC for you real quick, right? Because now you know how to start up an LLC company. My guy Steve, who taught about crypto, for people not to get scammed, because it's something really important that's happening right now. A lot of people are getting scammed with. He's like, let me teach my people about crypto. So that's going to be tossed into it also. And you're going to be making a significant amount of money, right? We got to show you how to protect you from taxes. So we're going to make sure we throw the tax mentorship in there also. Anybody who's in this course is also going to get a Year OLD Shelf Corp, and you're going to get an irrevocable trust. The trust alone is $10,000, but that's in the mentorship. And it's 8 weeks long. And at the end of the 8 weeks, we're going to be on somebody's tropical island for our final class and our graduation ceremony, all for the $25,000. All right, that's my elevated bit. I think I did a good job. Thank you, everybody. Right. So Jay, if you are interested, Herm, I got the 25 right now. I think can I get funded for it? We dropped the link into the chat for anybody who has if you're at a 640 You're making $30,000 a year, we can get you funding up to $30,000. The higher your credit score, you have an LLC, the more funding we can get you. But we want to get people in this program to put people in position.
All right. So somebody like me, I don't have an LLC to start off with.
Mm-hmm. That's not a problem. So if you don't have an LLC, we can still get you funded. But Jay, you got to get an LLC. If you follow me, Jay, you have to have an LLC. We're gonna put everything in your business name because you're starting a business. So class number 1, we got to get you an LLC because you're going to start a funding company. We're going to call it J. Frazier Enterprises. So now you have your LLC because I don't want anybody to pay Jay. Don't make me start teaching right now. I don't want anybody to pay Jay. I want them to pay your business. So people come to me all the time, be like, hey, Herm, it was wonderful doing business with you. And I tell them something crazy. I was like, you have never done business with me. And they're like, what? I was like, no, you've done business with Bellastone Enterprises. And they're like, oh, okay. Well, you own Bellastone Enterprises. No, I do not own Bellastone Enterprises. My holding company owns Bellastone Enterprises. Well, you own the holding company. I don't own the holding company. The trust owns the holding company. I just control everything. I don't own everything, right? So when I die, right, this is where the taxes, the holding company, the trust, all that stuff you guys are going to get in the program. This is where it comes into fruition, right? Because you got to do exactly what I'm doing. You can't just say, hey, Herm, I want to start a funding company like you. I want you to structure everything just like I do. So I control a trust that owns a holding company that holds a bunch of my businesses, one of them being a funding company, right? So one of my mentors, she has this acronym called ONCE, own nothing, control everything, right? So I control a lot of things. So if I pass away and I'm passing down $1 million asset to my children, they're going to have to pay taxes on that, right? But if it's in a trust, right, I'm passing down control to them, right? So now they have an asset that's making them money and they don't have to pay taxes on it. So we're going to teach you how to play a high level game. That's why when we was promoting this program and this mastermind, I was saying we are having high level conversations today. High level conversations today. So that's what we're going to, I don't care if you don't have an LLC, you're going to have one within 3 weeks because we need you to start your business properly. So let's get you funded, let's get in class, and let's learn together because it's going to be a long 2 months and I want everybody to be put in position.
All right, let's do it.
You know, one of the questions that keeps on coming up, and I just want to clarify this here for everybody. We're teaching you to go directly to the banks. This is not something that we want us to filter your file. I don't want to touch your files. We have enough files to go around that we can stop production today, and we're still working files for the next 2 years. So I want to make it very clear. We don't need you to send us any files. We don't need you to hey, do me a favor and take my other 5 files. No, I'm going to teach you how to go and do this on your own. You're going to get paid directly from the lender. This is not something that we're setting up some sort of weird thing with the lender and then they're going to pay us and then pay you. No, the money's going directly to you. If I'm saying the word broker, you're responsible for your file. If you say the wrong thing and we taught you to do the other opposite and do the right thing and you say the wrong thing, that's your business. That is your business on the line. But this is something that we're going to teach you how to be a loan broker, a funder. So we're not going to be here trying to position you where somebody's going to pay us to then pay you. You're going to give them your W-9. You're going to give them your direct deposit form and voided check, and you're going to work directly with lenders. So you're going to be your own funder. So I did want to clarify that with some of the folks that asked that question a little earlier. Hope that shed some clarity on that.
We're selling fishing poles, not fish.
All right, we're gonna. I like that. I gotta tweet that. Yeah, we're teaching you how to fish. Yes. Yes, we're absolutely teaching you how to fish, and we're putting you positioned to win. My mentor gave me some game, taught me some game, and you guys are seeing the results of that. We want to put that. We want to put that in your hands too. Somebody dropped in the chat like this comes with a shelf corp and a trust.
And a trust, yeah.
And a trust. Shelf corp and a trust. Go to the link in my bio right now and see how much your trust costs. Go to the link in my bio and see how much your trust costs. Connected to an attorney and everything. But we're actually adding that in. We're literally giving you the kitchen sink. We can't make it any easier for you. Click the link, guys. Let's see if you don't have the $25,000. Let's get you funded so we can put you in position. I just dropped it in the chat again. If you have a 640 credit score and above, and you make $30,000 a year, we can get you up to $30,000 so we can fund the entire thing. And then in 3 weeks, our job is to show you how to pay the loan off and how to make money. That's our job. This is an investment into yourself. I invested into myself. Let's go get it. What's the deadline? It's just too good. So the deadline is, as long as you pay it before April 17th, you in there. So April 17th, we are starting class with or without you. Let's get it popping. The interest rates are determined by your credit, of course. So we can't tell that right now. I just submitted, doesn't matter if you're only 20. No, it doesn't matter if you're 20. You 640 and above, make $30,000 a year. You should be a millionaire by the time you're 25. Let's make this happen. No excuses. No excuses, right? Let's make this happen. How soon do we learn if we are in? That's a great question. Joanna want to know, how soon do they know if they approve? What does pre-approval looks like? What happens? Great question. How soon would they find it? Hiram, Craig, let us.
As soon I would say as soon as tomorrow, latest Thursday.
Okay, Thursday. Someone asked, what if I have high usage on my credit cards of 30%? As long as you're at the 640 and above, that's why I told everybody, let's see what we can do. Don't miss this opportunity because you don't know the answer to questions. Let's get you on a phone call. We'll do a soft pull on your credit report and we'll be able to help you. Yes, these are limited seats because, we can't teach everybody, right? These are limited seats, 25 seats. There's 100 people in this chat. We're taking 25 people. The first 25 people in, we're going to close it. I saw somebody in the chat ask, when are you doing the next Blueprint Summit? So this is how I answer this question because Hiram asked me this actually at our meeting on Sunday because the parents wanted to eat the next day. I just delivered. Shout out to my women. I hope I'm not disrespecting you who actually pushed out children. But I felt like I just pushed out a 10-pound baby. And then you just asked me after I pushed out the baby if I want another one. That's a dumb question to ask me right now. The Blueprint Summit took me out. All right. There was a lot. So it's something that I plan on doing maybe once a year. But baby, that thing took me out. We have 400 people in a room. So next year it has to be 1,000 or 1,500 people. So that's going to be absolutely crazy. But I love teaching. I love putting people in position. It is my passion. I'm going to work to make it happen. So Blueprint 2024, saying it out loud, next March, God willing, we're going to make it happen. But that's 360 days away from now. So I'll worry about that later. But right now for quarter number 2, we ended quarter number 1 with funding $3.2 million in one day. So quarter number 2, we are working on helping people do the exact same thing that I did. Quarter number 3 is when we'll start planning for the Blueprint next year. All right. So any question? I see Samuel, your hand is up. You want to ask another question or was that was from before? I'm not sure.
That was from before. I'm sorry. I need to lower my hand.
No, that's all good. That's all good. What if I don't have a checkbook? If you don't have a checkbook, that doesn't matter. If you get funded, it's getting wired to your checking account, and then we do an ACH. Yeah, we're making this as easy as possible. Tyron said it was a wonderful event. We appreciate you. iPhone said I have a 740 credit score with a 5-year-old LLC, just waiting to get a late payment removed. Then I'm ready. iPhone, I need you to click that link. That's what I need you to do. I think you need to let us worry about that. Click that link. You got a 740 credit score and a 5-year-old LLC. Watch. Here's what's crazy about this, right? The people that are going to get funded for this program, this is exactly what you're going to do to other people. Exactly what you're going to do to other people. We're going to make it happen for you.
Code financing. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, we just got somebody 22K, so you just got to come up with 3.
Somebody
I'm looking at right here, and somebody just got approved for 22K.
Somebody, see, they filling out the links right now. Somebody got approved for 22K. They just got to come up with $3,000. Light work.
Yeah.
Right, to make this happen. Some of our people are asking, what credit union are you guys pulling from or doing a soft pull on?
Credit bureau. That's the thing, and we're going to teach you this in the class. Somebody may come with a TransUnion that's really heavy, and it's below the parameters. We'll look at some of the scores that are higher and utilize those other scores. So that's why all 3 are very important.
Okay, so you guys are going to pick from the funder. You're going to look at all 3 credit bureaus, but you're going to pick from the funder that's going to give them the most money anyway. And that's how the funding program works, guys. That's how we fund people, right? Yeah, these are FICO scores. Will we teach credit repair as well? I'll throw in my mentorship too. My mentorship, we show you how to teach fixed credit. So why not? Why not? I'll teach you how to fix credit too. That's easy. That's a live class we do. We got you. Don't even worry about that. So that's why it's important, guys, understanding which banks pull from which credit bureau, because I've had clients that come to me, their TransUnion is trash, their Equifax is trash, but I know their Experian is good. So I know I can get them American Express credit card. I know I can go take them to Philadelphia. They have something called a Freedom Credit Union. I know I could take them there, right? So I could take them to the banks that just pull from Experian and go get them funded. Yes, this is a no-brainer. You got to trust. Listen, the trust and the Shelf Corp alone is worth the 25. But then you're getting 4 different mentorships, and the big one, which is to teach you how to start your own funding business. We want to put you in position. This is not a hard sell, right? If you want to do it, you want to do it, and we're giving you the funding. I don't know what program I'm coming up with. So again, 640 credit score, $30,000 a year. We can get you up to $30,000 in funding. That's the access to capital we can get people right now. Imagine when you have to fund people that, I got bad credit, and you tell them, you got a 640 credit score? Let me see what I can get you. All right?
Yeah.
We're going to put you in position. All right? Candace says, I have a 609 credit score, but I also have a 741 and 650, 667.
Fill it out.
Fill it out. Fill it out. Listen, Candace, this is a layup.
Candace, she's showing off with them scores. That's too good.
She's showing off.
Break our she's showing off with them scores.
Yeah.
Thank you, Candace.
She's going to drop the heat in the chat. Kansas, click that link. I just dropped it again. Click that link. Let's make it happen. Any other questions? Any other questions, guys?
Go ahead, bro. I just want to say something real quick. Guys, we're looking at just on the broker side and and you're going to get a lot more, okay? But to learn how to the funding part, okay, you're looking at 16 class hours online live with us, and another 12 to 18 hours live in person at the end. So you can put all those hours together. It's about a semester at college, right? Another thing, guys, it really doesn't matter. If you're close, send it to us. This will not affect your credit, okay? The worst thing you can do is make my fine officers mad. All right, that's about as worse as you can do. But no matter what, click that link and get it in, because if you're not, we're gonna tell you exactly what you can do to fix it as well. Okay, so no matter what, you're gonna get something out of it.
Absolutely.
So if you're close to anything, click that link and put it in.
Absolutely. Byron just asked a question. Clarify again, Herman. What do I need? You need a 640 minimum credit score, $30,000 W-2 income, and we can help you get funded for $30,000. That's way over the price of what this $25,000 mentorship is. $25,000, only $25,000. Yes, it's only $25,000. What does it come with, Herman? You're going to get a mentorship on how to start an LLC company. You're going to learn about stocks. You're going to learn about crypto. You're going to learn about taxes, and you're going to get my mentorship where we teach you about repairing your credit. And then we're going to give you a trust. We're going to give you a 10-year-old Shelf Corp. And then we're going to teach you how to start your 6-figure to 7-figure business if you execute properly this year on how to fund people, right? That's what you're getting for only $25,000. And that includes a trip to somebody's island. All right, that's it. Somebody says, what if I don't have a W-2, but I got good credit? Click the link to get funded. We got you. Let us worry about that, right? Let us worry about the funding. You worry about if you want to do this or not. Class starts April 17th. Miss Terry, I'm so glad I get to hear the voice of this woman with this smile. Talk to me, Miss Terry.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so I received the email from Ladder Financial from the event on Saturday for a booking for an appointment, but I just applied tonight. So do I need to reapply again? Do I need to set an appointment?
No. The reason why you got the pre-approval or the email is to let you know that there is an approval on the line ready for you, and we need to connect with you so that we can discuss the how to take the next steps. So yeah, no need to apply again.
Thank you.
Terry,
You're welcome.
I will see you on somebody's island. I'm very excited. I get to
Thank you.
Antoinette says she has an appointment for Thursday. What happens if my credit is bad? Do you have funding for under 640? I don't know. Do we have something for under 640? We used to.
Coming soon. Those banks have kind of, raised the level. They're starting to creep back down again on the scores. We used to be able to do 580s, 600s, but we need a little more time. I've seen 620s get done, but that means that you must have a utilization issue. Like you got a lot of utilization, and because of that, you're at 620. Potentially, yes, but mainly they're looking for that 640, maybe 630. But again, apply. I mean, worst case scenario, again, no hard inquiry, no harm, no foul. We'll communicate with you and let you know, listen, right now, that lender's not ready to do business. Shame on them. We'll connect with you, pretty soon when they start lowering their expectations.
Love to hear it. Listen, Craig, Samuel just said, he's like, Craig, please call me tomorrow. I'm on the West Coast in Seattle, so I want you to call me early in the morning. So Samuel Miller is ready to go. Craig.
No, I didn't say early in the morning. Excuse me. No, I said don't call your time Eastern, gosh.
Got you. My bad.
Hey, Samuel, I would love to sit here and tell you it's going to be me that call you, but it ain't. And they'll know exactly what area code you're in. While we're here live, I'm communicating with my team, so I already put you at the top of the list. So you'll get a call tomorrow.
Yeah, because I want to make sure
they won't wake you up. I promise.
Okay.
They won't wake you up.
Thank you.
All right, buddy.
Tyrone just asked a great question. He said, "What about funding a nonprofit, and those funds can be used for funding the course? Can you do we fund nonprofits?"
We fund nonprofits, but you may not make it to April 17th.
Oh, it takes a while to fund nonprofits.
They're just lengthy. It's a lengthy process, right? You got to have 5, 4 additional board members, and they all got to sign off on this and that kind of stuff. And yeah, it's like an SBA loan, like a little mini SBA loan. So we can definitely have that discussion, but yeah, they're lengthy.
Great. Somebody said their usage, but my usage is 70%. So now my credit score is 620. So can I give a gem real quick? Let me give you guys a gem real quick, right? I need my funders to cover their ears real quick. Usually, this doesn't work for everybody, but I'll tell you what usually happens. So when some of my clients have really high usage, 35, 40, 50, 60%. Here's a quick tip that I tell them to do. I was like, listen, if you want to get more business, more credit, your credit cards, they'd be like, oh no, money. So I get personal loan, paid down as now you score pay off the personal loan. So now cards you paid off a personal loan credit card, you're able to get.
Damn, that was a good gym. I know, right? Everybody's sitting there like, oh, what's he gonna say? And then boom, it's just gone. Like, oh man, he'll be right back.
He's hysterical.
Like the winning lottery number is.
Can y'all hear me, guys?
Hear you now.
Oh, there we go. That was terrible. That I think God don't want me to give the gem. That was my computer went blank. I was like, oh my God, what happened? So y'all can hear me, right?
Yeah. Take 2.
Take 2. What's the last thing y'all heard?
Nothing.
Y'all heard nothing? That's wild.
The last thing we heard was Jim.
Nothing.
Oh, that's I was going ham. Okay, all right. I'm gonna take it from the top. So somebody said, hey, my usage is really high. So I was like, well, here's a gem that usually works, right? So when your usage is it's crazy, but not crazy. So it's 40, 50, 60%, right? What my team usually does is be like, hey, you want to pay down your personal credit cards. Herman, I don't have the funds to do that. So what I would tell them to do is, hey, go get a personal loan to pay down the usage on their personal credit cards. Now their scores increase because their usage now drops significantly. Once their usage drops significantly, their credit scores have increased. Now we help them get business funding. Now they're paying down their credit. Now they paid off the credit card, the personal loan on the business side, and now it's 0% interest. So that's a good way to help you use a personal loan to pay down your credit card debt, because that debt is expensive anyway. Now that your credit shoots up, now you
Can't hear you.
business funding. Go get business
We can't hear you.
funding to pay off the personal loan that's owed to business. Can you hear me now? Alfredo
Now
said,
we can.
okay. Alfredo said I got dial-up. I don't know what's wrong with my high-speed internet, but I'm gonna also get myself on the phone. But does anybody have any more questions? I want to make sure we answer any more questions before they try to take me off the internet again, because they hate the gems that I'm giving.
Recording in progress.
Here we go.
So you did go out again, but you're pretty much saying to get a personal loan, pay off the credit card with the personal loan,
Correct.
and then you'll fund us for a business credit, and then we transfer the personal loan to the business credit.
Correct. So this is usually what we do for our clients
0%.
who have high usage. So, hey, here's a good strategy for you. Go get a personal loan to pay down the personal credit card debt, and then your scores will increase. And then we take it from there. We're helping you get business funding. That's a little hack we use to helping people who have really high usage. It's not for everybody, because when they go get the personal loan, they don't get as much as they want. But somebody getting $10,000, $20,000 on a personal loan to pay down some credit card debt, it does help some people significantly. So that's one gem I wanted to give you guys. Okay. Any other questions? Yeah, Xavier, the internet was hating. I think it's better now because I'm on my phone now too. Any other questions, guys? Any other questions? If you guys are ready to execute, we are ready. We are ready to be of service to you. I'm going to drop the link in the chat again. And let's make it happen, man. Let's make it happen. How can we write off this class? The moment we send you a receipt, that's a great question, Andrew. The moment we send you the receipt, and you have an LLC, you can write off the class. That's a $25,000 tax credit that you are getting at the end of the year because you have an LLC. So of course you can write it off. Of course you can write it off. Of course you can write it off. So free class, free trip to somebody to an amazing place. You're getting 6 mentorships in one. I can't make this any. You're getting your Shelf Corp. You're getting a trust, irrevocable trust. We're throwing the kitchen sink at you. No hard sells. If you want to participate, I'll see everybody on April 17th. On April 17th. I'm looking forward to helping everybody else. Craig, Hiram, are there any parting words you want to share with everybody? Or is there any other questions that we want to make sure we answer everything today?
Good.
I'm good to go.
Okay.
I can't wait to see you. I just need to know where I'm going at the 8th week. That's what I'm interested.
Yeah, that's what
I know we're gonna knock. I know we're gonna knock it out during the classes.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's the
I just
easy
want
part.
to. Yeah, I just want to get away. I just want to get away from the for a little bit.
Excellent.
Whoever asked that tax question needs to be a teacher's assistant.
Yes.
That was a great question. That was a very good question.
That was a very good question. Hillary says she's ready to buy. Hillary, I just dropped the link in there. You're going to go to blueprintsummit.org/AYC, audit your circle, mastermind. I just dropped the link in the chat again. We look forward to having you guys, and we can't wait to see everybody in a couple of weeks. If you feel that, hey, Herman, I just don't have it, let us decide if you don't have it. Let's see how much we can get you funding for. We see a couple of people already signed up. We're looking forward to seeing everybody in 2-3 weeks. And then on somebody's beautiful island. If there are not any more questions, my executors that are on the call, I thank you so much for joining us. Hiram, Craig, I thank you so much for joining. Listen, we're going to see you guys in 3 weeks for class. I look forward to it. Miss Terry, I really look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks. All right. Andrew, Denise,
that smile.
Peter, I appreciate Luis Gonzalez, Julian, I appreciate you guys. You guys stayed the whole time. Joanna, It's always good to see you. I hope your husband is doing amazing too. Brandon, thank you for always supporting and showing up. We will see everybody real soon. Have a great evening, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.
Peace.